Hey everybody, this is Chad with Thriving Canine. I just wanted to do a quick setup for this video because it's a little bit long because it's just an uncut video of an actual session I was doing with somebody. The only cut is when we took a break for her to go get something for the puppy to chew on. But basically the first section is I'm showing how to handle the puppy and deal with a kind of bitey, mouthy puppy, which is a totally common problem. I'm showing how to deal with that without any treats or toys or anything to redirect, you're just you and the puppy, how to handle them, and then how to do it with something for the puppy to chew on, which is actually much easier for most people to deal with. Okay, but it's just a little bit long, but hopefully it's worth watching the whole thing. There's a lot of good tips in there, and you can also hear the owner asking me questions, which it's a lot of common questions and things like that. So hopefully you find it helpful.
Go ahead.
Thanks very much.
Okay, I've started. So first thing I want to do is if I'm gonna pet her, play with her, she's in a kind of a hyper mouthy mood, right? Although maybe she just settled down, but she was just a second ago, right?
She will be, yeah.
So I want to position her in a way where I've kind of get myself in some control. So bring her in close to my body. I've got this hand underneath here.
Okay, by her neck,
So
okay.
I'm not choking her, but I just got my hand there so I could sort of guide her, and it's hard for her to bite me, see?
Yeah.
And that whining is going to be her protesting because she can't just move wherever she wants.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be restricted.
That's not pain at all.
Okay.
And I'm not doing anything.
No, I can tell.
I'm not doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then my other hand, I can control her body. So if she tries to flip around,
Right.
Now she's got my finger there a little bit. So the other thing is try not to react to that, and then just reposition your hand. Because the more you react, the more she's going to feed off of it. So,
It's just that she bites down so hard, my hands bleed.
But if you react, you're going to get more pain, more blood.
But I can't just not react to
So that's why you position yourself here.
Yeah.
Right? So, but
your hand is down below, okay.
yeah, so I'm trying. Now she still managed to get me a little bit, but and I can even grab onto this harness a little bit here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not even putting any pressure on her, so she's just making noises and just kind of being hyper. Here we go. But I am.
Doing little
There you
massages,
go.
yeah.
Good. Now she's starting to. She pitched her little fit. Now she's starting to settle down. And you notice, see, no blood. But if I would have went, then what happens is if you pull, see right here, she's trying to get me, but I got my hand right here.
Yeah.
So then I just put a little pressure like that and moved her mouth. So she was going to put her mouth here, and I went like this.
Okay.
See, her head's like this, and I could just kind of go like that because my hand is right under here.
Yeah, okay.
You're probably going to get a little blood, a little biting once in a while here and there because his puppy teeth are sharp. It's just part of the deal. But what I'm suggesting here will help minimize it. And then eventually, see that right there, same thing, but I have my fingers right under here.
Okay.
So I'm kind of, but I'm not holding her tight.
Right.
I'm actually, and I'm kind of massaging her in between. But right, see, I can control so she can't get to me here.
Yeah, okay.
Because otherwise, if I'm just out here and I go, she can get at me from every which way, and she's going to bounce around and get me from every angle. And then she'll swing, that doesn't work. She'll swing around, get you on the back of the arm. They'll get your leg. They can go all over the place, and it becomes a wild frenzy.
Yeah. Should I stop the video?
Now she's chewing on the cage.
Yeah, she does that a lot.
But now the other thing is...
Do you want me to keep the video going?
Yes.
Okay.
So the more, what we really want to try and do is get her interested in a toy. And so we already talked about, a bully stick, or you could get... you go to the pet store, they have bones and bully sticks and greenies and different things. I'm not recommending any particular thing. I would just go down and maybe have the manager at the store help you out, or somebody there that knows their stuff. But you want something more food-like, because see how these things aren't getting her attention enough.
They do for a while, and it depends on the time of day.
That's right, it depends.
Yeah.
But when she's in a mood like this, more likely your skin's going to be more interesting. And especially if you react, then that makes that more interesting. Right? If you could get her in, the more you can get her into the toys, the better. But if you have something that's more food, or even a Kong You know what a Kong
Yeah,
is?
she's got one, and I feed it for treats to her, and she loves it.
Yeah, so you can hold on to that while you're petting her
Mm-hmm.
and let her lick the treats and stuff out of the Kong.
Yeah, I
Come here,
usually just let her have the Kong by itself with treats in it, and she just goes crazy over it. She loves
Yes,
it.
that's good
got
too.
a
That's
couple
fine too, but you can hold it
Mm-hmm.
while you're interacting with her. So
Mhm.
she's learning to be on your lap and get
Okay.
affection while not chewing on you, but
Mhm.
chewing on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're petting her, and rather than going for your hand, that keeps her attention.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff she's just not even interested enough in right now.
Yeah, the elephant not so much, but when she does her zoomies and stuff, we're throwing her toys back and forth, and she races back and forth and brings
Yes.
the toy, and then she drops it, and then
Yes.
it's exhausting. And then she'll suddenly just dart over and go eat the furniture or dart under the coffee table. She's been doing that all of a sudden.
That's why I'm saying the things that are more food-like are
Okay.
more likely to keep the dog a little more engaged.
Okay.
And it's more for when you're doing calm things.
Mhm.
I call it pacifier,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like pacifying a baby.
Right.
So you're throwing and that sort of stuff is more your more active toys.
Yeah.
Now she's starting to chew on this. 'Cause
Yeah.
there.
Now
But see, now when she goes for the thumb, I just don't react to it and then stick that in her mouth. Here's another angle. If she's in this way, I can bring my hand over the top here. But I've still got my hand here.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, girl.
Kind of controlling her neck. Mm-hmm.
So I can just like that if she tries to come and get me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so very similar. But before I had my hand under this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can bring it over the top this way.
Okay.
But I'm putting myself in the controlling position rather than being in the offensive where you right? I can go this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I can be more. If she tries to bite me, I move forward
Mm-hmm.
and take some control here,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to because otherwise you're going to reflexively go ow and pull away. Look at as soon as I did that, she went on me. Did you see that?
Right. Yeah.
So because that triggers the reflex in the dog to bite harder or to lunge after.
When you pull
Because that's a predatory instinct. If you've got something or you're chasing something, you don't give up just because it tries to get away. You actually go more intensity. You bite down. You lunge after.
The problem is that when it hurts really bad, there's no other choice but to go ow and try to remove your hand. I mean,
I know it takes some self-discipline. I'm not saying it's easy.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Is to
No.
try? You're not supposed to. Really?
You're not supposed to say ow and pull your hand away?
And have her stop it. Now, is she playing? She thinks this is fun? Or... What do you think? She seems like that.
See, I'm not doing hardly anything here.
Yeah.
She's not able to just move wherever she wants to move. She's also, because I'm not doing anything to her, right? She's just venting some of her energy also.
Yeah.
But she wants to be able to do what she wants to be able to do. There we go.
Is this typical behavior of a puppy?
It's pretty typical, yeah.
It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay.
That's the wrong thing to say.
Oh, it is? Oh. Am I supposed to say nothing?
Well, yeah, you don't need to say anything right now. Good. She's just kind of spazzing out, but she's also not getting walked or anything, right?
I try to get her to walk around the backyard.
Just the backyard.
Today she's not really wanted to walk much for some reason. She threw up earlier. I don't know what's going
Okay.
on. But
There you go. So, good girl. There you go.
Here, sweetie.
Come here. Is it okay if I give her treats too?
Sure. Yeah.
I think I have some.
Yeah.
Come here.
I've got lots of treats that I give her, different kinds of things that I'm
Come on.
introducing.
Come here.
She loves
Good
treats.
girl.
She responds very well to treats.
Good job. There you go. She never had this kind, so she's not sure what to do with it.
Yeah. What kind is it?
This is called Happy Howie's.
Okay.
It's beef.
It's beef. Okay. I give her a beef liver, little tiny mini trainers, and then I have one that's
Good girl.
got some.
See, now that she got a taste of it, she's like, oh, hey, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's different texture.
Mhm.
And now she's into it. See?
Mhm.
Good girl. There you go. But see, the food
Yeah, I bribe her a lot.
The
with
food
treats.
gets her more motivated. So that's why if you had, you know, a bully stick or a bone or a stuffed Kong or something, when you want to just calmly pet her and let something to keep her pacified while you're stroking her, then she's less likely to want to put her mouth on your skin. But it's typical that they want to.
Yeah, sometimes she'll be playing along and I'll be sitting on the sofa doing something, and all of a sudden she'll come charging at me and bite at my feet or bite at my arm. Like she's trying to engage me, I think, probably.
Yeah.
But it's
see how-
very frustrating.
Now I got my hands still, this hand's under here, and this hand's right here.
Okay.
Right? But my thumb is sort of right here, under here. But it's all relaxed. It's only, there's only any pressure coming from me, like right there, if I need to move her a little bit. There we go. But as soon as she just does that whiny stuff, as soon as she tries to move and then I don't let her move in that direction, she's just being a little hyper, complaining a little bit. But it's certainly nothing painful, and she's happy to come back here and get on my lap again. So she's also, I think, just venting some energy. You see, like that right there, right there. She's just venting an energy. She's just feeling a little hyped up.
Well, this is the way she gets. Now, when she pants like that, is that because she's thirsty or hot, or what do you think?
She's, I think she's just being stimulated. She's just being a little hyper, so that's just
Yeah.
like,
So she kind of. Yeah.
she's excited.
Okay. 'Cause she gets in these, like she's very docile in the morning, very loving and very sweet and quiet.
See here? If I start moving my hands around, I'm probably going to create more excitement.
Okay.
So I keep my hands
right.
calm, but she is biting on me, so I could try and stick that in there
Yeah.
instead. But typical, see how I tried to offer this, she still wanted to go for my skin.
Yeah.
So that's why I'd recommend something like bully sticks if you don't like bully sticks, but something that's foodish that will get her attention, that she'll focus on, that she can't just eat like a treat. Something like this, but that, you know, it takes her a while to slowly eat it down.
Yeah. And I do have a chicken jerky that she is crazy about. Yeah, but I give it to her and she goes like.
But does she eat it really quick or does it take a while?
No, she eats it pretty quick.
Yeah, see.
But it's like a big tough piece of bacon, you know.
Yes.
But I don't want it to get too small because she could choke on it, because it's not something you can really cut up. So I have to take it away from her, and she gets really crazy when I do that because she just loves it. But they don't come in real big
But what I would
strips.
say is, like, you could use that. Do you have one right now?
I do. You want to see her in action?
Yeah.
Should I keep this?
You could stop it.
Yeah.
Is it on video still?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, this jerky thing's like, see, she can't just eat that right away. It takes her a minute. Come here. Good girl. But I would still do the same thing, like bring her and get her in a position
close.
like this, like you would when you're petting her.
Okay.
Right? So now she's not gonna bite on my skin because this is way more tasty than my skin. Those plastic things, my skin was more tasty.
Interesting.
See, look at this. She's totally focused on this.
When I give her those, I can walk away and, you know, she's happy.
Yeah, this will work because, at least for now, when she gets bigger, she'll probably eat right through this.
Well, she does. She actually ends up chewing up most of it pretty quickly. It's
But look right now, she's just now, she hasn't even bitten the end off yet.
Interesting. Yeah.
This is also good because we're sharing, so it helps to reduce any chances of the dog being possessive over it or getting aggressive about, oh, don't try to take it from me.
That's a good point.
Because it's a shared experience and my hand is right here, all in a positive way.
Yeah, I never thought about it, actually.
And see, I'm just only letting a little bit of it out.
Okay.
Like, see?
She's not getting your hand.
See, I'm only holding it like that and then letting her nibble on it while I pet her here.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Good girl. Good girl.
She's basically a very sweet and loving dog. Like I said, in the morning, she's wonderful. She's usually very mellow, laid back. She sleeps quite a bit off and on. But then, you know, when she starts getting more energy, it's like this, only...
They get those bursts. People call them the zoomies or the puppy crazies, or like they're just like a hellhound for a minute.
Yeah, and she goes on.
That's kind of what she was having earlier.
Yeah.
And usually when I'm helping people, they tell me about it, but it doesn't happen when I'm there.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I said, let's get this on video.
This was a milder version. You should see it later.
I know, it can get worse.
In fact, I can actually induce it if you want to see it. if she's in the mood. But then she crashes after that. So then I finally have some peace and quiet over a little bit. And I let her kind of sleep in the family room where she wants to. I don't just always put her back in her exercise pen. I'm trying to give her a lot of freedom, even though it's not that much.
But you're watching her, right, for the housebreaking.
Constantly.
Yeah,
well,
you
it's
have to.
because she's eating everything. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not for the housebreaking, actually. Do you know she's never gone potty on one of her potty pads ever? So I took them all up because she's eating them. So I put down the towels about a week ago. It's worked out much better.
So she's been going potty pretty much strictly outside already?
From the get-go, yeah.
And she's only 11 weeks old, so
She's had a few accidents, but other than
Yeah,
that,
you're doing great on
Yeah,
that, and there's really not much to say then. You're already doing great.
yeah,
But the chewing
chewing's a real
The
problem.
chewing will usually continue till they're at least a year old or so.
Really?
Sometimes when they get their adult teeth in, it even gets worse.
Oh, wow.
So you might get lucky and she just gets it out of her system early, but yeah.
Is that where the bully sticks are going to be really important or something?
Giving them stuff to chew on so they're getting their satisfaction
Yeah.
on things that are approved by you, that balanced out with watching them.
Yeah.
So as soon as they go to chew on something like the edge of the couch or the carpet or anything, your furniture or whatever, you're just going to go and just interrupt that and get them and then go, here, chew on this.
You know, I've tried everything and she is just defiant. Today and last night, I thought I was going to lose my mind. So now underneath the coffee table she goes, and suddenly she looks up and sees some sort of a sticker that's been on there for 25 years, and she's munching away on the wood, and there's splinters there. So I'm trying my best to get her out. I coax her, I'd be nice, then I get angry, and then I give her food, I get her treats, give her toy. We get the toy thing going. She keeps going back to it. Today, she's continually. I finally had to unplug my Wi-Fi because I've taken everything out of my family room and cleared everything off except for what you see. And I finally unplugged the lamp and unplugged the Wi-Fi because she kept chewing on the cords and she would not stop. Now she's chewing on the wood. She goes by and hides back here.
Okay.
And I can't get her to stop. She goes to the fireplace handles, chews on those. She goes to the doorstop hinge handle, chews on those. And she found a sticker underneath my sofa that had been there from when Atlas moved me here 21 years ago. I didn't even know it was there. She somehow found it with her paw and was chewing on it, and I just happened to notice she was eating something. And lo and behold, it was their other.
That's all typical stuff. So there's two things there that you could do. One is we got to figure out a way that what's going to interrupt that behavior, so we can start to correct the unwanted behavior. She's just a little puppy, so we don't want to scare the hell out of her.
Right.
But we want to. It has to be something that gives her the message, hey, stop that. And then you go, here, chew on this instead. So we'll have to figure out what works for her as far as that. But the other thing you can do, especially if she's targeting the same spot over and over, is get one of those nasty sprays. Go to the pet store. And
I actually bought some I want to ask you about. I haven't used it yet because I wanted to talk to you first about it. It's the bitter apple.
Yep.
And I don't know if this brand's any good or not. Everybody
That's
says
a popular
it really
one.
stinks. They've got a whole bunch of brands.
You might, and be careful, it could stain some things.
Well, I don't want to
because I see
her.
your house is very nice.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to turn her off though from wanting to be in the room because it stinks so bad. So I was thinking maybe spray a little
I don't
bit
think
on.
that'll happen.
It wouldn't.
But you're just gonna spray the.
Probably on a cloth and then put the cloth on the item maybe rather than spraying it directly. You know what I mean?
I would. You want to. It needs to be pretty strong to
Yeah.
deter the dog. You want the dog to bite on it and go, "Ew,"
Right.
and then not want to bite on that anymore.
Right.
But there still will move on to another item possibly. So then you obviously can't spray your whole house.
Yeah.
But if they keep targeting certain
She
things,
does.
then those work pretty well usually.
Okay.
But you know, the most important thing is that you're watching them. You figure out a way to interrupt. So you just go, not that, and then here, chew on this instead. Then as they mature, as they age, as they get to know the rules, you don't have to keep redirecting to something else.
Mm-hmm.
You've got toys laying around. They know those are okay. So you could just go, no, or leave it, or whatever words you like to use.
I keep trying that now. Like, when is she going to understand the word no? Because my behavior gets very different when I'm angry with her.
That's what I don't know yet. We'll have to figure it out. But there has to be some kind of action, some kind of consequence. Sometimes a loud noise, or you might have to do something physical. Sometimes you just have to give them a little poke on the side, or this extra skin here. Sometimes you give it just a little pinch just to interrupt something. But a lot of times I'll just clap my hands really loud, kind of close to them, just be like, ah.
Yeah, I've tried that. I actually had to put her back in her pen a couple times because she was just being ridiculous.
That's fine too, but she's not learning how to be out there and not chew on the item by being in here. It's just but it does stop her from
That's what I was
developing the
hoping,
habit.
or that she might have a timeout and realize she needs to settle down. Because sometimes I think she does.
Maybe,
she
but
gets amped
I
up.
find dogs don't really understand the whole timeout concept very well.
Oh, they don't.
Plus, you know, social isolation really not a good idea to use for punishment for a dog. You want it to be a positive thing, like go take a nap, go be calm in there. So you don't want to really turn going to your pen into a negative.
True.
So it's a management tool. It's just when the dog's in there, they can't get into trouble. So you could always go, you know what, come on, let's go in here, give her something to chew on in there, and maybe she'll settle down and take a nap or something. Now we're getting down to the smaller part. She wants to try to take the whole thing.
Yeah. That's the trouble. They don't last very long. And they're kind of expensive when you, because they don't always give you.
That's
long one in the
well,
pack.
you know, but it's lasting a lot longer than anything else you had.
Yes, it does.
So as far as
And
the
she
options we
loves
had, this was the best one.
Okay.
Now, if you're worried when it gets down like this that she might swallow it, then I would take this
Okay.
and chop it up, like take some scissors and
Oh.
cut it in little pieces, and then use it for treats.
Oh, that's a great idea.
For like sit, here you go, down, here you go.
Okay.
But no longer a chew thing.
Right. Exactly.
There you
Have
go.
to be
That's
really
it,
tiny
all
pieces.
done. But we had a nice little session
Yeah.
there with her not chewing on me, and much different than the way she was earlier.
Right.
But I'm glad we had that moment earlier, just so and I caught it on video, just for this is how to handle a puppy that's being kind of wild when you don't have something for them to chew on. So the way I had to position her and stuff like that, and seeing that, and she's spazzing out and whining and crying, that's not the end of the world. That was just her being hyper and maybe complaining a little bit. She wasn't having pain.
Okay.
She's still perfectly fine.
Yeah. I don't
Because it was all very casual. I was just saying, hey, let's go here. And she wanted to move around, and I said, no. And then she filed a complaint about it.
Yeah,
That's really all that was, right? Just like babies, right?
Yeah,
Human babies,
she's
they just go,
like a child. I know.
and you're like, what are you crying about? There's nothing to cry about.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Shall I stop the
so there you
video?
go. That's good.